He's pure evil, pure power, pure terror. Someone has awakened him. He lives again to feed again. I want to welcome you all to Slasher Sports Cinema. I am Billy Graves. This week we do not have a guest, or at least on the Monday show. We're doing something a little bit different, though. We're going to take you back to a previous episode of Slashers and Screamers. Let me just preface on what Slashers and Screamers is. Slashers and Screamers was an old project that I did with four very good friends. Of course, you're going to know if you've been listening for any amount of time, or if you're from the one-horse town that is Westmoreland, Tennessee, you're going to know my big buddy, the Godfather of Droll James. Well, I did this podcast with James, the Memphis Maniac Rick, and Final Girl Casey, four very good local friends here in Tennessee. Well, we'd basically take turns choosing a movie that we wanted the group and listeners to see, and when it fell on James, he hit us with Rawhead Rex. And Rawhead Rex was dropped on this very date in 1987. It's actually filmed in 1986, but it got pushed up to 1987. It takes place in the Irish countryside. And if you know anything about the Irish countryside, you know don't dig up anything that might be buried underneath an old totem. Well, if this film didn't explicitly show you that, let this podcast do the job for you. But without further ado, I want to introduce you to the film that was Rawhead Rex and the podcast that was Slashers and Screamers. So please enjoy and come back for the next episode, maybe tomorrow. Maybe we're going live daily now with short form intros or reviews of films that might have dropped on that day in horror movie history. I don't know. We're going to see. We're flying by the seat of our pants here. But please enjoy Slashers and Screamers on Rawhead Rex.
And I'm here to kill you.
I am Dracula.
You say that I have shed innocent blood. What's blood for, if not for shedding?
6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face, the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes.
Creature called Rawhead Rex is awakened from its slumber near an Irish village and goes on a rampage, killing anyone in sight. Join us as we review Rawhead Rex.
Good to camp blood, ain't you?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. All out of bubblegum.
Got him dead?
Replacement call. It's coming from inside the house.
Welcome to another episode of Slashers and Screamers. I am Billy Graves. Of course, this is a Slasher Sports production, so look us up on the Twitter machine at Slasher Sports, on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Slasher Sports Media. I'm not going to waste any time. Let me get my co-host in here. First of all, you know him as the Memphis Menace. Rick, what'd you think about this movie?
I thought it was cheesy, but it was fun.
The greatest thing of all time? Is that what you're telling me?
I wouldn't say that, but it was fun.
Well, you're just difficult to please. And of course, final girl Casey.
Hello.
Greetings. Welcome back.
Thank you.
It feels like it's
Love to
been
be
forever.
here.
Do you, though? Do you?
It's been a week, so yeah, basically forever.
Okay, yeah, I'm with it. And, of course, the man who brought us this film to be reviewed, the Godfather of Droll James.
I am here, Bill.
You are present. You're welcome.
It's been a long week.
Has
I've
it?
been reliving childhood memories watching this movie.
Oh, God. Well, we can't wait to hear about them. I mean, that's what this is all about, though, right?
You think when a man-child at the age of 5 watches this movie and doesn't get scared, you're dead wrong, Will. And then when your dad tells you it happens in Bethpage, just right down the road from where you live at.
And who's he to lie to you?
Pretty much. Huh?
And who is he to lie to you, right?
That's right.
This is the man
He's
you
the old
trust with everything.
paterfamilias.
Yes, he is the paterfamilias. He would never lie to his child. Would he put
You
him in
sleep in
suspenders?
terror at night, Bill. Complete terror. Under the covers at night.
Well, you know, the only thing I remember, James, is you'd come to school in those little suspenders. Because, believe it or not, y'all, James he was a large child, afraid of nothing on the playground. But something with the likes of Rawhead Rex doesn't hang around the playgrounds, does he?
I wouldn't
He hangs
think
around
so.
he hangs around in your nightmares.
If Rawhead Rex stepped on the playground, I would be gone.
We would no longer have the back end of the tug of war. God. So right now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to kick it to Rick for Rick's rundown on Rawhead Rex.
All right, so this week we did Rawhead Rex. It's an Irish horror film. Came out on October 14th, 1986. The director was George Pavlou. Not really sure he really did much. Other films, couldn't really find a lot on him. It's based on a story by Clive Barker. A lot of the actors and actresses were kind of not really well known. I tried to look up a lot of stuff on them and I couldn't find them. They're in kind of more British TV shows, Irish TV shows. David Dukes played Howard Hallenbeck. He's known for some episodes of Dawson's Creek. Kelly Piper played Elaine Hallenbeck. I'm not really sure what she was in. Couldn't really find anything. Ronan Wilmot played Declan O'Brien. Neal Tobian played Reverend Coote. Hugh O'Connor was Robbie Hallenbeck. Cora Lunny was Minty Hallenbeck. Heinrich von Schlellendorf was Rawhead Rex. And Donald McCain was Tom Guerin. It was released in the U.S. theatrically in 1987. Then it was later released in VHS by Vestron Video the same year. Did not come out on DVD until October 5th, 1999, when it was re-released on July 29th, 2003. And then there was a 4K release and Blu-ray on October 17th of 2017. I couldn't really find a budget, honestly, so I'm not really sure. I do know as well it was 89 minutes long. And it's pretty much all I got for this week's movie.
Thank you for that, Rick. Now, this movie, Clive Barker might have hated it, but this movie was awesome. Who says no?
Awesome is a word.
Awesome is the descriptive word that I think thoroughly and accurately describes Rawhead Rex. Rick, what say you?
I would say it was a fun movie. That's my descriptive word.
Okay, I'll take fun from you. I know James.
I prefer fun.
Well, you know, I prefer you stick your opinions up your asses. Because this movie was fantastic. How many movies have we reviewed?
You said, what say you? You asked for my opinion.
Did I say what say you or who says no?
You did say who says no, but I'm telling you who said no.
I wanted to find out who says no so I can tell you where to go. Okay?
I'm going to burn
James,
your house
get up
down.
off the floor here. How many movies have we now reviewed that begin with a drive through a countryside or a secluded place?
Quite a few.
Yeah, there was Evil Dead, right? Evil Dead 2, I mean. There was Funny Games.
The Descent is
Yeah, The
them
Descent.
driving to the place.
Yeah, or back from the place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, movies never start off well, or they never end well when they start off with a drive through the countryside.
Definitely
Also,
dangerous.
Oh yeah, based on the opening credits, there are two guys named Niall, Niall, in this film, and I'm thinking this is like the Joe of Ireland.
That's what one of the One Direction names is, the one from Ireland.
There's a guy in One Direction named Niall,
Named Niall.
Niall.
Yeah.
See, it's like the Joe. It's like the Joe of Ireland.
Yeah, it's probably a common name.
Well, the best thing about this opening scene is that there's a church service happening, and they're all singing the exact song from from the Mr. Bean short skit where he didn't know the words except for Hallelujah.
That's the only word to that song.
There are others.
No.
He's mumbling everything. He's mumbling everything else. But when they get to Hallelujah, he's singing at the top of his lungs. Hilarious skit. And I always think about that when I hear this version of Hallelujah. But, we got a couple of things going on here. There's an American family visiting this remote Irish village. But at the same time, there's this guy trying to remove a huge fucking totem from a field. But suddenly this lightning storm sweeps in and, the farmer and the totem are struck by lightning, which has now awoken the most hideous creature these eyes have ever seen. Would you say it's a good summary so far? Well,
it's gross, but it's not. I mean, I don't know. It's not
Did
the
that
grossest.
totem just get there randomly? I didn't understand that part.
Yeah, I didn't know about that either. Maybe James knows more about that totem. He's a big fan of totems and the Irish.
Well, Bill, if you actually watch the movie, you'll know why the totem was there.
Well, that's 50% of us who don't know. Casey, do you know?
No.
Okay, well, there's 75% of us, so pray tell, James O'Malley.
It's how they kept him in the ground.
Oh, so they unplugged him?
When they defeated him the first time, they put that totem over top of him so he couldn't come back.
So it's basically a manhole.
Okay, I can dig that.
He was there in the ground under that totem.
But he just couldn't move.
He couldn't move because
it was too holy.
Did you not watch the movie?
So that human man with a lever was able to unpry something this gigantic demon couldn't move.
I think it's
maybe
not
the
because of the
gigantic
heaviness.
demon was scared of whatever the totem meant.
Yeah, I think it's more of a power that holds him down, not the weight of the totem.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, almost like a little cross scaring a vampire,
I mean, I can't give away the movie, Bill, until we talk about it.
Well, that's what we're doing, James. We're talking about it. So
jump right in.
All right, let's jump into to what's going on with this choir leader, though. Like, what's going on with him? I think he referred to himself as a verger.
What is happening?
I don't know. You tell me.
Did you hear that noise?
Dog. That's my little dog coughing.
That's fine. That's allowed.
She's got heart problems, okay?
Mine does too. I'm so sorry.
I want to hug
it.
you.
It ain't a pug, is it?
No, it's a Shih Tzu. You.
James, those sounds you didn't think you made them.
Oh, I'm dead.
Sorry, did that sound like words? All right, so this choir leader, he referred to himself as a verger, and there's this lady in the front row of the church that he is giving the "I'm going to dick you down" eyes. He is giving her the Pound Town eyes.
He's obviously a pervert.
Oh, in the middle of the holiest of song. Like, his dick is so hard a cat couldn't scratch it.
I hate that.
I feel sorry for the cat.
Yeah, I laughed.
Well, like, something happens to him in this horny state, and I don't think it has much to do with, like, being horny, but the verger puts his filthy paws on this cloth on the pulpit table, and he kind of transforms into something more vile and more evil. More evil than a horny verger. But, like, we see this red beam shooting from the stained glass window, and it's done beamed some evil shit into the holy man with the erect penis. What is this? Is that coming from the totem? Where's that red beam coming from?
I don't know, Bill.
Oh, wait, did you watch the movie?
Well, they don't never really explain any of the lore, Bill.
Or maybe they didn't explain it in words you can understand. How about that, James?
Well, that's true, too.
Well, damn, I didn't want you to back off that quick.
It's coming from Gambit and his glasses.
It could be. So, Rawhead Rex and the X-Men happen in the same universe, apparently.
I like that. Let's go with that.
We also have, this pane glass all throughout the church that is, evil. A puzzle piece.
Yeah.
Because it's not all put back together the same way.
Right.
But it also could be something in that altar that they might need to defeat the evil beast.
There may very well be, and we're going to have to wait and see. But why is this American family so interested in this church? I guess it's not really the family; it's the dad, right? Howie Hallenbeck. I mean,
he's writing a book or something, ain't he? About old school churches or something.
I think so. It seems really important to the dad, but the mom really isn't with it. She's looking like the subject to a Conway Twitty song in her silk gown, and she wants out of this Irish village. Why are they there? He's there to write a book about old Irish lore, I guess. Is that what you're saying,
don't really
JB?
Explain that. I mean,
yeah, he's writing a book or something about something.
I guess it really doesn't matter. They just need something just deep enough to, I guess, convince us that why he's there, and then they just forget about it.
The situation escalates very quickly, Bill.
Oh yeah, it's easy to forget about a book when this shit goes down. But it might have all the simplicity of a one-horse town, but shit gets way more complicated as this, father-to-be goes to, inspect his own garage, the barn doors. You've got, what was it, was her name Jenny? And the Irish couple.
It was, well, shit.
I think Jenny is her name, and I don't know, his name might be Seamus. Hell, it might be Niall.
I don't think they're listed in the Robbie and Minty. That's not right. Those are the kids, right?
Those are the kids, yeah.
The only people listed in the Rawhead Rex Wikipedia cast are Howard and Elaine, the parents, Robbie and Minty, the kids, Declan O'Brien, Reverend Coote, Detective Inspector Isaac Gissing, Rawhead Rex, and Tom Guerin. That's it.
I'm pretty sure they named her, one of the inspectors or one of the detectives said, or maybe it was even a friend said, hey, it's Jenny. She was unharmed. And then
Dennis and Jenny.
Dennis,
is what it says in the plot. Okay. But they're not listed in the cast, so
yeah, that's weird.
That's kind of weird, but yeah, Dennis goes to inspect that open garage at the behest of Jenny, and
he gets got.
He gets got from behind
Christine in that garage.
From behind some perfectly stacked crates and boxes. Burst this crazy creature that we came to see. When he gets mauled to death, and it's pretty violent, but my question is back to the neatly stacked crates. Just think about what went into that. The creature says, I'm going to go into this barn, but I need somewhere to hide. Do I hide just inside the door because I'm going to kill him anyway? Nope. Do I climb up on the second level, make a little noise, get him to come up to the top, and then I'll get him? No. I mean, he's already come this far. No, I know what I'll do. I'll grab these crates and boxes, and I'll build a fort around me just to knock the son of a bitch down when O'Malley comes in here, and I'm going to eat his face off.
Would you not?
Well, hearing all that, I probably would.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
I'm going to build a fort after this pod's over. But why'd the pregnant wife look at the creature as if she knew him? She sees him, she's like, no. Like it's somebody that she'd known from before.
I think there are situations in which I would say no, not ever having known someone before.
Don't do that to me is completely different than no, not you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a demon looking, at least.
It didn't feel like it was a no, my husband is dead. More like when I see James in the peephole in my front door, I'm like, no, it's you. That's how I took it.
Maybe he's putting off some kind of vibe, Bill.
Yeah. I thought we were going to get a really controversial kill at this point, too, when the creature...
Did you guys think he was going to bite into the pregnant lady's stomach? Because I did.
When he had her cornered, first off, he's easily 7 feet tall. They said 8 or 9. Sure, I'll buy that. But he's towering over Jenny, this poor lady, who may be in labor, but I don't know.
I don't know. It's not my business.
Just making it worse. Yeah, I'm probably just making it worse. But the creature comes...
She wasn't in labor. She was pregnant.
Yeah, but man, she was starting to really hyperventilate and stuff. And I don't want to talk about it.
I thought he was going to slash her across the...
Yeah, I thought something was going to happen because he became fixated on her belly. I'm either about to step on your gut or I'm going to take these banana hands and use them to rip this fetus from you.
I thought he was going to bite her open. Horror.
Well, I thought it was going to be unnecessarily gruesome.
Same. I'm kind of surprised it wasn't, honestly.
Well, what we got out of this, though, was undeniably who I consider now to be the Meryl Streep of Ireland. Eleanor Feely is her name, as who plays Jenny. I mean, she kind of appears to growl and hiss at a man who wandered into their ransacked home to find her and then dramatically mourning. I just assumed they ate the baby.
Oh.
I just assumed that he ate the baby. But later on they said that she was untouched.
So he didn't eat the baby.
I guess
Probably.
not. Yeah, I guess not.
But I really thought he was going to.
Maybe she had the baby and then it got eaten.
Do you think he assisted in the birth?
I think he was yelling like, push, push. Like, the only words he's ever spoken. And then he like even did like the breathing with her. All right, so just to summarize what's going on here. American family traveling through the rural village in Ireland. Farmer stirs up a long-buried creature, and when he tries to remove the totem from the ground, like he's pulling a stump, a priest is bricked up while singing Hallelujah, so is a gal in the front row. The awakened creatures killed a man, possibly a baby, and left the grieving widow to her sadness. And we're exactly 25 minutes into what should be an Academy Award-winning film.
Okay.
I think that sums it up.
Bill?
Doctor?
He did not eat the baby.
Good to
He
know.
is scared of pregnant women and women on their period.
That's interesting. Because I, too...
There's a comic book about this that goes back into all the lore and everything of it. That's how I know about all this, Bill.
This is the second time you've used the word lore. I
Well,
want you to
there's
give
a
me
lot
that
of
word.
There's a lot of lore to this pagan god of manhood or male, I don't know what.
Well, it's funny that you say that because I know, like, Clive Barker, I was reading about it, and Clive Barker was not thrilled with this movie by any means because he said that he wrote the screenplay and it was fine, but he was really disappointed in the way that the creature was portrayed. And he said, and he's notably a gay man, he said that the creature was supposed to look like super phallic with a face like raw beef, which I think is interesting for the design and it being like this, like you said, like, I don't know, fearful of women or whatever.
So he's supposed to have a face like a vagina. Is that what you're saying? Oh, you said
raw beef.
Not roast beef. Okay, sorry.
Billy!
What?
Roast beef.
Shut up, James. You're making it worse.
I'm sorry to every woman listening to this podcast.
Listen.
My co-hosts are disgusting.
Yeah, Rick.
We got to see at the end, Bill, how he's defeated. I don't even know if you watched this movie or not.
We don't want to get there yet.
James, hold on.
We don't want to get to the end yet. I mean, I just summarized what we've got so far, 25 minutes into this thing. All right, so in the aftermath of the attack, apparently there's not a single mark on Jenny, the prego wife, which, you know, why would this hideous, ruthless creature spare this Irish lass? Well, James just told us. I still don't know if I believe it or not. But what we get next is the most awkward makeout scene since Mad Men.
Ooh, it was bad.
It was pretty rough. Between two people with two eyebrows between them. And they're doing it in front of this kid who is far too old to be playing with Army Man while making the little airplane sounds.
Okay, I thought that too, and I'm not great at estimating kids' ages, but I was like, I think he's kind of old for that.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to shit on what kids enjoy, but
he didn't look that age at all.
Yeah, he was either like 8 or 14. I don't know, but like this is a 5-year-old play sesh coming from easily a 13-year-old kid. I didn't do that shit. James probably did.
I still play with Army Men, Bill. What are you talking about?
Reliving that Battle of Bunker Hill, huh?
That's right.
I was playing Magic at 13 in Pokemon.
Well,
good God.
We didn't have that when we were young, Rick. I actually wanted to get into Magic just to say I did it. You know how you like sometimes just, what's something I've never done and then you just go do it? I don't do that often, but I did have that thought with Magic the Gathering. And then
I thought you were talking about Magic like magicians. I was like, you guys are losers.
That's the most nonsense I've heard in the past 45 minutes.
Well, buckle up, James. It's about to get worse.
I like magic.
So taking a page from my parenting playbook, they locked this kid in the camper, leaving him to fend for himself. But this kid gets out and witnesses our creature feasting on his lucky charms in the form of Dennis hanging from a tree. Like, this monster's no mere brute. Okay, he has his own dining habits. And, like, instead of just chowing down at the time of the kill, like, he sets the table and eats like a king. Like, I feel like this is...
Was the dude that played him, was he really that tall, or was he wearing, like, special shoes? Do we know? I was just curious.
I'm pretty sure he's not 9 feet tall, but he had to be a big guy.
He's pretty tall, though, Bill.
Yeah, he's got to be a big guy.
I think he was Magnus von Magnuson.
Definitely
the
not.
strong man.
Definitely not. That guy was nuts, though, wasn't he? Well, we cut to this frisky
Well,
couple.
sure as the hell wasn't Bill O'Reilly down the street.
Bill O'Reilly.
Come on, Bill, put this on. Get me Lucky Charms.
James, I don't know that I've ever heard you do any foreign accent, and I want to just commemorate this, and I'm so glad that it's under recording. Because that's probably the most accurate one that you've ever done, if you have done one.
Is it even recording at all?
I really hope so. Shout out to James Burkett.
Absolutely.
Director and screenwriter
James.
of Coherence.
We met him.
Yeah, James Burkett.
Oh, his name was Jim.
It is, but his Twitter handle is James Ward Burkett.
I call him Jim Bill. That's my bud. That's my go-to guy right there.
Okay, well, fuck me running then. Well, we cut to this frisky couple. The guy wants to play hide the shillelagh. The girl ain't down with it. Like, she's not down with fucking in the shadows. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but this is where the locals are alerted. So, like, it's over for Rawhead Rex. Oh, yeah.
It's an Irish beating stick.
Yeah.
Let me get out my shillelagh.
Well, there's the accent I expected. Well, there's no way that Rawhead Rex is going to withstand the onslaught of a village of Irishmen, right?
Oh, no way.
No, they love to fight. They fight their own moms at family reunions just to turn around and drink.
Just give them some potatoes.
See? But from there, like, night just suddenly ends with no further issue. Like, yeah,
I think that's racist, Bill.
I think it might be Rick, you bastard. Yeah, but we're finding dead bodies everywhere. And there's a detective, and he's wearing a derby and a long pea coat. So this isn't going to be a mystery for long, y'all. That's the kind of guy I want to investigate my own murder.
If this guy had been playing that game of crack the case, it would have been over with in the first round.
Yeah, first round. Like, he doesn't even ask a question. He just solves it. You know, if I saw some ghastly creature tearing someone limb from limb, and the best I could come up with was that there's an 8 to 9 foot non-human being, then basically no, I didn't see it. They're getting nothing from me. They are getting absolutely nothing from me because, like, that's a one-way ticket to the slammer. And in a foreign country, they're gonna be content to just pin it on me and call it a day. Just look at Amanda Knox. Like, there's no creature involved, but they were uber lax with the investigation. Just said, well, American, she did it.
And she didn't.
And she did not. Anybody else find it funny that old Hallenbeck reads Latin like James reads my texts? He just sounds it all out, corrects a word or two, and just settles on what he thinks it means.
That is correct.
All it takes for Hallenbeck to open up the gates and let the curse words fly, though, because he's been a pretty straight shooter in this movie, like, is one F-bomb from the crazy priest. Like, he drops a one F-bomb, and, like, Hallenbeck turns into Andrew Dice Clay. He's like, yeah, I'll get the fuck out of here, you fucking fuck, you goddamn maniac. Like, his wife's been, like, kind of bitchy on this trip. Like, he probably hates those kids, like, she refused to abort. And, like, he's been dying to fill a church up with expletives since he was a kid.
He was ready to snap, Bill.
He was ready.
Point in time.
This priest smashes his camera and says, fuck once, and suddenly Hallenbeck is Ricky from Sleepaway Camp.
Oh, okay.
You fucking cocksuckers! But he was super relieved after he got back in the car. Like, he gets back in the car and nobody's on his nerves anymore. The wife can't read a map. The boy's asking about McDonald's. The little lady's asking stupid questions she should know by this point in life. Like, what's a bottomless pit? Like, the wife is making him stop the car and back up on a country road. Country road, take me home.
They weren't even going home.
To the place I belong.
John Denver's on the call.
West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home.
Down country roads.
R.I.P. John Denver.
We could just wrap this thing up now.
No.
Okay, but she had him back up to look at a scarecrow that he's probably content to look at too because of his close encounter with Rawhead Rex, which we haven't heard him named yet. But James, back me up on this as a dad. All right, just picture in your mind. Dig, if you will, a picture. You've just seen Sasquatch not that far from where you are. Your daughter's got to pee. You just let this little lady walk off in a field behind a brush pile, knowing that on his best day, Sasquatch has got like a 3.940. Like, you're at your car. Let's face it, James. You're built for power, not for speed. And little Bree is good, 30 yards away, peeing like a camel because she hadn't gone since this morning. You look across that field, you see old Squatch going hands to pocket, or ear to pocket, rather, looking like Daryl Green chasing down Dorsett. You may as well not even go after her, James. You might as well just go ahead and start that car and go. Like, Bree belongs to Sasquatch now. She's Bree Squatch.
Well, first of all, Bill, we wouldn't be stopping to pee no time soon if I seen Sasquatch anywhere around.
You live in the car now. Big corner.
100% fact, James.
I'm going to the nearest. If I'm in Ireland and see Bigfoot, I'm going to the nearest airport and leaving Ireland.
She can pee on the plane.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
200 shillings.
I'm out of there. 200 Shetland ponies.
200 euros.
In
what they use in Ireland?
Yeah.
What are shillings? Did I just make that up?
Shillings were before the pound.
Oh. I'm not the most educated on European happenings.
Shillings are what the leprechaun had in his fucking cold.
He definitely had shillings, yeah. I want me shilling! But you know what? We got tricked. Because that whole scenario that I just laid out, that's what Hallenbeck did. He lets little failing second grade because she doesn't know what a bottomless pit is, little lady. He just lets her wand over behind this brush pile after seeing Rawhead Rex tear a man apart, just thinking about whether he wants some extra crispy or original recipe. But this time, Rex doesn't even go after the girl. He gets after the boy that they left by himself in the car when little grade school failure gets scared by a dead rabbit. Make it make sense.
I just don't know what to say about all these people abandoning their children and locking them in places and letting them go out in a field to go pee and not would it be weird? I feel like if I had to pee in a field, my mom would have walked out with me and made sure nobody, an eagle didn't come down and snatch me. Would it not be weird to go be like, hey, you pee, I'm right here?
What movie was this, or what year was this movie made?
86.
86, that was not an issue.
Eagle snatching kids out of the sky. That was a newer thing.
Most certainly not even a thing we even considered. The eagle stood for liberty, not abduction.
Mm-hmm.
Back in 1986,
quite the opposite of abduction.
I could walk out and pee anywhere I wanted to.
You still could. There are just consequences.
And not have to worry about getting snatched up.
That's a fact. And but the thing that I guess cancels that out is the fact he just saw this creature tear a man apart. That's the only thing that does it.
So in that situation, because you saw Rawhead Rex, would you go out with your kid while they're peeing in a field?
You most certainly would, and that is what I'm getting at.
No, they wouldn't even stop to pee.
Yeah, okay. James is saying that he's not even stopping.
James is saying exit Ireland.
I'm getting to where I'm going after I saw this.
See, I'm with you on that, James. You took a step.
And I ain't going nowhere without packing no heat, Bill.
I'm driving down that highway. I'm playing the Cranberries on 100.
As you should. Full support.
And yeah, R.I.P. Dolores O'Riordan.
True.
God, I miss her.
Beautiful voice.
And her little face. God damn, I didn't want to get off on this. But I have it on good authority that Rick was more offended by the dead rabbit than the little boy who was devoured whole.
Quite the opposite.
But is it just me, though?
Been left alone.
He should not have been left alone. But who does Dad go with? The little girl peeing out in the field, or does he stay with the little boy?
He goes with the little girl.
He goes with the little girl. And then Rawhead gets Mom and the little boy. Maybe.
So the little girl's name is Minty?
Oh, yeah. That's like the Sally.
No, you didn't get the mom.
I'm saying that if Mom stays with the little boy, which she does not, they both run out and, this little girl crying wolf over a dead rabbit gets her brother devoured.
Those of our listeners named Minty, and we know you're out there. Can you, show of hands?
Hey, I know we've got some listeners in Ireland and Northern Ireland, for that matter.
Yeah, message us about people you know named Minty. Except for, Billy, this is the family that's supposed to be American.
So did y'all hear those kids' Irish accents when they were talking?
This is an
I thought
American
they were
family,
American.
James.
I know, but their kids are Irish.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, they did have some sort of not American accent. They definitely had an accent that was not like their mom and their dad.
I did not notice.
Yeah, and I'm not, James is joking about it being Irish, but they definitely had something going on in that accent.
They had some kind of accent that their parents did not have.
Yeah. But you know, is it just me, or does Hallenbeck go from B-movie actor to Academy Award winner in the scene with the detective? Like, I want everyone to know, I stood up in my living room in the middle of a pork chop and still had some in my mouth, and I applauded the acting chops of David Dukes. It wasn't even trade. Pork chops or acting chops. And Dukes delivered. Who says no? When he's behind that gate, he can't get to his kid, and he hits the ground. No! When he gets into the detective's office there, he tells them how bad they failed. You can go to hell. Straight to hell. David
really
Dukes won me over.
Powerhouse.
Oh, yeah. Like, I don't know how he didn't do more stuff later on that was bigger. He was the straight man, then he was the distraught father, and it almost seemed like the mom couldn't spare a tear. But Hallenbeck goes to confront the crazy priest and ask about those spooky windows with the third grade Latin, because he believes the image in the window killed his son. And the funniest part of this whole display is he says, the thing's not human. Well, no shit. That's the most hideous creature I've ever seen, so no, I don't need assistance in determining this thing isn't human. He looks like Goro from Mortal Kombat.
I kind of just eyeballed that one.
Yeah, without the extra arms. He's pulled another idea out of his ass, though. Something about, a missing piece of the stained glass. Being of a man who has in the past, quote-unquote, beaten the creature that killed his son. Where he got that conclusion, I have no idea. But I wish I had the ability to look at a picture and just say the exact nature of the relationship and the people in the picture. Well, you see, the man was once the lover of the lady in the green blouse. But one night she discovered that Gerald, who was really owner of the heart of the green lady in green, Gerald is the man in the background riding the 25-cent carousel. I don't know where I'm going with that, but I don't know where he got this missing hand guy beat this 9-foot monstrosity either. What am I missing?
Yeah, I just suck it? That at all.
See, thank you, Rick, for backing me up. How's he come up with this shit?
James?
Nothing about the depiction in that stained glass window said this guy beat this creature.
It was, they showed the picture, whatever it was, somebody holding that stone beating him.
And that stone was the missing hand, right? It's like a relic of some sort?
Yeah, the relic that they find later on.
You like how I pulled that word relic out of my ass, James?
And I think it's like in 5 minutes he finds it. This movie.
Oh, it takes no time whatsoever. But what happens next is the wildest scene of this entire debacle. And of course it has to happen in a trailer. Rawhead Rex decides that the stealthy approach is no longer in his bag. He says, fuck it. I want to tip over a camper or two. He rips off one guy's face, shreds another woman's clothes off, and guys, I knew there was one nude scene in this film. And at the beginning of the scene, before Rex even shows up, I saw the gal. I thought, God, I hope she's the one.
Would you say that she is the Hammer of this movie?
Oh, Casey, you read my mind. She is most definitely the Hammer, and I don't even know her name. She is an unnamed Hammer.
The mystery.
Almost want to put in the, what do you call it? The misconnections.
You were in Rawhead Rex in 1986.
Dear lady with the flowery dress and the curly hair. I was a nearly 40-year-old man sitting at home watching Rawhead Rex. It was on discount on Vudu. I didn't really pay that much attention to you until this 7-foot Norwegian ripped your dress off. And that's when I knew you were the one for me, but I never got your name. Apparently, neither did the casting director. I felt terrible for that, but I got over it pretty quick. It only took me about 3.5 minutes. Okay, fine, guys. This group in the camper isn't alone. When Rex comes unglued on them, out comes a whole trailer park's worth of potential victims to take him on. One dude's hitting him with Joe Frazier body shots. He gets slammed against the wall, kills him. Another guy with a fucking rifle shoots at him twice. Misses the first time completely. The second time he shoots a fucking gas tank that was nowhere near Rex. Like, these people can't get out of their own way. Like, no wonder this thing wreaks so much havoc on them. Like, they're the easiest targets in the universe. Like, shooting fish in a barrel.
Well, they are gypsies, Bill.
Are they?
Yeah, it's Ireland. They're in campers.
They may be. But
he's harassing a bunch of gypsies, Bill.
They may very well be. I thought they were just, regular trailer park people like we have around here.
They were campers, like portable, like move around campers.
Well, yeah. What do you think mobile home means?
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the same thing, isn't it?
No, they weren't mobile homes. They were like campers. They had wheels on them.
They were campers. But there's also, like, people who live out of campers. They don't necessarily have to be, like, your Fleetwood trailers,
Yeah, they're called gypsies.
No, gypsies are an actual type of, like,
well, I mean, trailers, they usually, like, trailers, like a trailer park, they would take the axles out from under them. It wouldn't be just one axle under it, to haul that thing out there. But these are, like, little, like, pull-behind campers.
Okay. I'll concede that. I don't know that they're gypsies because, again, gypsies are a people, not just, hey, I was doing well one week and then all of a sudden I became a gypsy. Not the deal. But
Bill, they're in Ireland.
Yeah,
they're
but
in a camper.
Yeah,
they're
but
not just camping.
We're gonna have to determine. I'm gonna call up Tyson Fury. He's the authority on gypsies now.
Why do you think that one guy's giving him the body shots?
Good call, James. Yeah, that was a young Tyson Fury giving him body shots. I'm pretty sure Tyson Fury's British, though. It's not going to add up for you, James. I'm sorry.
I don't think he's British. Those are gypsies, Bill.
Well, like I told you before,
cut it any way you want to cut it.
I'm going to cut it that they're not gypsies. But Rex is no mere brute, like I said. He's got some powers that maybe I didn't pick up on earlier. There's that table in the church that you can't touch. But, Rex catches I think the detective driving down the road, pulls him out and just stares into his eyes with his red beams, hypnotizing the detective, which, as we know, makes him do unspeakable acts like pouring the largest amount of gasoline that a gas can that size could definitely never fit, even if it was full to the brim. But he sets flame to it, burning up everything. So we had the entire police force with us 1 minute, and the next moment they're engulfed in flames. James, we come to find out the true origin of Rawhead Rex, and he's a little older than he looks, is he not?
Yes, he is very old.
Somebody said that he was around before, did they say before God?
Yeah.
Before Jesus? Yeah? I don't know if that was hyperbole, but man, it's a good thing he didn't create us in his own image, right? Well, Father Coot gives some clues as to what he's discovered in his dying words, but it was like someone pulled a string on a see and say, because I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. But he mentioned something about the altar, and Hallenbeck knew exactly what to do, even if I didn't. In the altar, we saw that Hallenbeck was talking about with the we saw what he was talking about with the missing hand, because he found that hand in the form of a relic. You like that word, James? Well, that relic had to be wielded by a woman, which I guess turns us from a 2 thumbs down to 2 thumbs up for Casey.
I thought that was cool.
The book didn't have the same ending, though.
No, it didn't.
It had a very different end. Like in the novel, the main character, who I guess is like Howard, his name's not Howard in the book, he was able to use that relic to weaken Rawhead Rex, which allowed him and the villagers to kill the monster.
But the talisman depicted a pregnant woman, the antithesis of the monster, and the only thing it fears, which dials back to the pregnant lady from earlier.
James, you might have had something all along.
And they reference that from the short story Rawhead Rex, which, if you're looking to read it, was first published in Clive Barker's Books of Blood, Volume 3.
Books of Blood, Volume 3. Thank you for that info.
Anytime.
I know I was right, Bill.
I'm gonna solve.
I'll solve this case now.
When Mrs. Hallenbeck wields this relic and raises it overhead, it gave us the longest special effects sequence known to man. The absolute longest one. But
yeah, this was crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty lengthy. Not a lot of different things happen. It was like the same thing happening over and over and over. But that sequence saps Rawhead of his power, and me too, pulling him back underground, out of our sight and out of our lives. What do you make of this final standoff?
I think it was amazing, Bill.
James is like Rudy's dad. My eyes have never seen such a beautiful sight. I think this movie was...
I think you forgot the best part of the movie, Bill.
By all means, spill it.
When old Rawhead baptizes that guy, and the priest
When he
sees
pees
him do
on
it.
him.
It's all about you and bodily fluids, isn't it, James?
It's how the priest got killed, Bill.
Well, explain it.
He got peed on.
He was peeing on him, Bill. And the
So-
priest come out there and seen it, and they said he took off running, and they chased after him.
So are you saying that it's possible that the R in R. Kelly stands for Rawhead?
Billy.
Possibly.
Peeing on people, you know?
He'll be doing that soon in prison.
Yeah, well, he's, I'll stay mum about that. But good for the people that made it happen. Y'all, I like this movie. I like it a lot. It does what it's supposed to do.
This movie is bananas.
Fun.
It is absolutely bananas, and it is absolutely fun.
It was fun.
You know, we talked about how Clive Barker hated the film, you know, and while he wrote the screenplay that is closest to the original story, but he didn't like some of the acting, which, whatever. He didn't like the design of Rawhead Rex. But his thoughts on Rawhead Rex actually inspired him to be more involved when making Hellraiser.
Which I love.
Yeah, Hellraiser does seem like it's up your alley.
Hellraiser is great. It should be up everyone's alley.
If Mount Rushmore had 5 heads on it, Pinhead's up there as number 5.
Sure.
For me. For you know, for horror. I've talked about... James, turn off your butt plug, please.
Good Lord.
Yeah. But, what was I even going to say?
You were talking about Mount Rushmore, Hellraiser.
Yeah. Pinhead would be the number 5. Well, Barker didn't like it. We liked it. Casey, do we know what the critics thought of it?
Okay, so the critics, I will say, didn't love it. Which I think it's kind of a niche interest. Am I right in thinking that, maybe?
You are.
The critic overall view was a 25%, which is a little rough. But the audience said 39%, so that's a little better. One of the Rotten reviews is Rex himself has always seen so clearly, his glowing red eyes forever unable to peer through scenery because all the surroundings are visibly lit up. And then a positive review
that review's not wrong. That's a fair criticism.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
A positive review is not so positive. A terrible adaptation of a fantastic Clive Barker story from his books of blood. Despite the goofy mask the demon wears, Rex does have some teeth. It earns points for the Rex urinating on willing priest's face scene.
Well, I mean, it earned points in the end, I guess. So who was the guy that played Rex? Heinrich von Schellendorf, right?
Yeah.
Apparently he worked out for 2 months in order to get in shape to play Rawhead Rex.
And he was like 19.
19 years old. Such responsibility to put on a young man. Because surely, you know, the director of this film, Pavlo, probably didn't just want to make a one-off. He wanted a franchise guy by that time. Friday the 13th was already a thing. I think Child's Play was a thing by 80... No, maybe not.
Child's Play was 88, I thought.
Yeah, that was a little bit later.
You're right.
Yeah.
Hellraiser had not yet come, but we had Michael Myers. We had, Jason. We had Freddy. I think somebody was looking for a franchise guy to hang his hat on. Well, he didn't get it with Rawhead Rex. But I had fun watching it. So what are our final thoughts on Rawhead Rex? Ricky?
I mean, like I said, it was a fun film. You know, it's not meant to be taken seriously. And I think, for, what it's worth, it was entertaining to me.
Casey?
This movie is fucking bananas, but it was a fun watch.
Would you suggest it to a friend? To kill an hour and a half?
No, I would not.
A specific type of friend.
you, but you've already seen it.
Yeah, but I know that we have to know friends of slasher films, fans who like slasher films, who are our friends.
I mean, I think our listeners will enjoy this. I would recommend this to our listeners.
Yeah, if you're looking for something campy, not to be taken seriously,
for sure,
definitely check out Rawhead Rex. If you haven't seen it, well, guess what? We've already spoiled it for you anyway. Look it over. Let us know what you thought. JB, this was your pick, man.
I'm glad I could share my childhood terrors with y'all.
Well, I had nightmares to this day.
And watching this film again.
I didn't have nightmares about the movie. I had nightmares about the next time you get to pick.
It'll come around sooner than we're ready.
Yeah, it'll be around before we know it. But what do we have coming up on our next episode of Slashers and Screamers?
Well, whose turn is it? Just kidding, it's mine. Sorry. So we are watching a cult classic, coming of age,
Electric Boogaloo 2.
No, demon possession film. We are watching Jennifer's Body, one of my favorites.
Well, I don't think we have to debate on who the hammer is in this one.
Everyone's kind of hot. Everyone's kind of hot in this movie.
Yeah, I think that's by design. This is one of those movies that I like this movie. I have seen it. I think this came at a time where casting directors were pulling all the eye candy into the films as they could. You know, the it actors. But that doesn't take away the fact that this is a fun movie. And if you haven't seen it, watch it between now and then and join us to talk about it.
Yes,
Make sure
and when you watch it, you can watch it on, I think it's on Amazon Prime, but I am going to check that real quick before we sign off.
What a time to be alive.
Truly.
And make sure you are finding us on Twitter. I am Billy under Billy El Flaco _, in between each word. Rick, what's your Twitter handle?
I think it's Rick Sims 87. I think
that sounds right.
Rick Sims 87. Yeah. And Final Girl Casey, your Twitter handle?
Final Girl Casey on Instagram and Twitter. And Jennifer's Body is on Amazon Prime free with ads.
That's the only place? I thought
it was on Hulu like 2 weeks ago, but they just took it off.
Okay. And you know what? I think I'm actually thinking of another movie that I saw on Vudu for free right now. I think it's Tamara.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Also, find our guy James, the Godfather of Droll, on Twitter at JBTheTank _ in between all those words.
I ain't got no Twitter, Bill.
Yes, you do.
Every episode.
Yes.
That's a fake account, Bill. It's really not me.
That's
James
him.
has been hacked.
Yeah. Well, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Slashers and Screamers. We had a fantastic time reviewing Rawhead Rex, and we're going to have a great time reviewing Jennifer's Body. So, for Final Girl Casey, the Memphis Menace Rick, the Godfather of Droll James, I am Billy Graves. We will catch you in the gag room.